A black woman, a skilled CEO of a tech company, boarded her flight excited to relax after an extended business trip. She was ready to enjoy the luxury of first class, but the moment she settled in, something felt off. The stewardess gave her an icy look, and when she ordered her meal, it was clear. She wasn't treated like the rest of the passengers. What followed shocked everyone. The injustice wasn't just about food, it was about something much more profound. But how far would this woman go to fight back? Watch until the end to find out. Wait a second, tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Rebecca was no stranger to the corporate world. A highly respected CEO of one of the fastest-growing tech companies in the country, she had worked tirelessly to break through barriers and prove herself in a male-dominated industry. But on that day, she wasn't thinking about board meetings or product launches. She had just finished closing a vital deal overseas and was looking forward to the quiet peace of a first-class cabin. She had everything: success, recognition, and a promise of luxury. As she boarded, she noticed the crew's eyes flickering over her. It wasn't the kind of gaze she had grown used to in her high-profile career. Rebecca shrugged it off, assuming it was just a figment of her overworked mind. But when she sat down, the dismissive stares kept coming. The flight began, and then the real test commenced, ordering her meal. Rebecca watched as other first-class passengers were served their meals with warm smiles and polite conversation. She had been waiting for what felt like an eternity. When the flight attendant finally came to her, she smiled, thinking it was just a minor delay. But then, the attendant's eyes narrowed, and without a word, she handed her a bland, reheated meal. No smile, no apology. "Excuse me," Rebecca said, trying to keep her composure. "I believe I ordered the steak?" The attendant glanced at her, then checked the order list. "Yes, ma'am," she replied curtly. "But it seems there's been a mix-up." Rebecca's stomach churned. There was no mix-up. This was no accident. As the hours passed, Rebecca grew more frustrated. Every request she made was met with eye rolls and dismissive tones. The cabin crew's attitude was blatantly hostile. Other passengers noticed it too, some exchanging uncomfortable glances. But no one spoke up. Rebecca had always been the type to rise above petty slights, but this felt different. It wasn't just poor service. It was a deliberate act of prejudice. As the plane descended, Rebecca sat quietly, planning her next move. She wasn't sure what to do, but she knew she had to make a stand. When the plane landed, Rebecca's first instinct was to exit the plane and forget the ordeal. But as she gathered her belongings, the stewardess came to her again. "Ma'am, I need you to leave," she said, her voice cold. Rebecca took a deep breath, her heart pounding. She was a successful CEO, a leader in her field, but she was being treated like an outsider on her own flight. This wasn't just about bad service. This was about her being disrespected because of who she was. Rebecca stood up, her eyes scanning the crew. "You've all made a mistake," she said, her voice calm but firm. "And I'll make sure this is addressed. All of you will face the consequences." She knew she wasn't leaving until something changed. As soon as she stepped off the plane, Rebecca made a call that would change everything. Within hours, a formal complaint was filed with the airline, and a full investigation was launched. She didn't stop there. She hired a lawyer to make sure every crew member responsible was held accountable. But the real bombshell came when Rebecca took action that no one expected. She publicly fired the entire flight crew via a press release, calling out their blatant racism and demanding immediate reforms within the airline. The media erupted, and soon after, protests began at the airline's headquarters. Rebecca's bold decision sent shockwaves through the industry. It wasn't just about firing a crew. It was about forcing society to confront a reality that many had ignored for too long. It was a wake-up call. Rebecca knew this wasn't the end, but the beginning of a long road toward change. But she had proven one thing. No matter your status, standing up to injustice would always be worth it. Rebecca's actions didn't just shake up the airline industry. They forced businesses worldwide to confront their own practices and biases. Her story became a symbol for those who felt voiceless in the face of discrimination. The question that remains is, how many more times